Like, look at this face and tell me this is not pure evil, gang. This looks like a Flapjack character when they zoom in on him. Like, come on, bro. This man killed his dog and kissed his girl. I said, what? He better than me. Talking about forgive him? No, you gotta die. Something good about every pure villain.
I selected the darkest pure evil characters in all of fiction, and in this video, we try to find something good about each one of them. And I'm not talking about good traits, but an actual good thing they did, intentionally. This video ended up being very hard to make, because these characters were created by their authors to be the heartless, soulless devils of their stories. Pure evil by design, and trying to find a single good thing they chose to do was nearly impossible. But before we start, we need to define what it means to be pure evil. Definitions on the internet vary a lot.
I like to call it deity. You know what I'm saying? Evil for the love of the game, not really someone who has a good reason to be evil, i.e. a villain origin story. I know you've heard that term. These low-key be some of my favorite type of villains too. I'm talking about just evil, like pure evil. Do it for the love of the game. Like, I woke up mad today. Let me blow up a planet in my Frieza voice. I woke up mad today. Let me knock somebody off. Feel me? I woke up mad today. Let me do this to that. Or they don't even got to be mad. It's also even more pure evil, honestly, to get joy out of doing evil. You know what I'm saying? That is truly pure evil, literally for the love of the game. Doing evil puts a smile on your face. Doing evil is your coffee in the morning. It's kind of like Gru from Despicable Me before he adopted kids and turned sweet a little bit. It's kind of like him. He literally wake up in the morning, evil doery off the rip. Wake up in the morning, sip his coffee, blast the mailman with a little ray gun or something. It's something like that, like just for the love of it. But you gotta sprinkle a little bit more deity than Gru had. Gru was literally just doing it for fun.
Whole wiki pages are made just to try to answer this question. But for our video, this is going to be simple. For us, a pure evil character has no tragic backstory, no trauma that pushed them down this path, and no external force making them do evil. They are evil because they chose to be, for purely selfish reasons. They also have to know they are evil, so no twisted logic or warped sense of justice where they think they are doing the right thing. No, they need to be fully aware their actions are evil, and they enjoy it. That's why even though Thanos literally tries to wipe out half of existence, he doesn't count as a pure evil, because he believes he's doing the right thing. Now that we defined what pure evil means, let's talk about what I mean by good, because just being smart, disciplined, or cool-headed doesn't count. Those are good traits, and they are easy to find in everyone. We are looking for an actual good action, something they did intentionally, not by accident, not because they were forced, and not as a side effect of something else. They simply chose to do the right thing, even once. And one last rule, we are sticking to the canon versions of each character. No alternate timelines, filler episodes, or spin-offs. And if the canon isn't clear, we'll just use the original source materials, or whatever most people generally consider canon. Starting with our first villain.
Now I'm gonna cut you into itty bitty pieces!
What did you do?
Frieza.
The demon,
Frieza is the purest evil in Dragon Ball. Cell was programmed. Boo is brainless. Zamasu thinks he's doing the right thing. But Frieza, he knows what he's doing is wrong. He just enjoys control and loves making others suffer just to show off the power he was born with. Even his father can't be blamed. Frieza is way more evil than him. He's also one of the most successful villains on this list, managing to rule over the universe for years. So, is there
quick little side note, I like how he's dodging the copyright. Let me move my camera to the bottom left.
anything good he does? I know what everyone is thinking. His contribution to the winning of the Tournament of Power. We'll get to that, but I actually think Frieza's good action is way more subtle. It's the fact that he's low-key a great employer. Seriously, yes, he will probably blow you up if you mess up even slightly. And sure, you'll need to survive the occasional planetary genocide. But here's the thing, his army is huge, and the vast majority of it never even meets him. Most of them don't even know what he looks like. Not everyone is a fighter. So for most of his army, they get free healthcare, free transport.
So for being a kingpin of a massive operation, that makes him good. Okay, I guess.
free housing on his hundreds of planets where they can keep their families safe. They have
Okay, I'm about to say, but they're never gonna be home. But okay, yeah, their families, yeah.
job mobility, probably good salaries, and even rewards when they do
Probably good salaries. I don't know, but how much salary do you need? Like, if this is basically like the army, kind of like, I guess you could assume that these guys get good salary, but like, even if they don't, it's like they're always working. So it's like you need a good salary for it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do a good job. And that's why so many of his soldiers stayed loyal to him, even years after his death. Because Frieza lets them share in his success. He only treated the Saiyan the way he did because they were rebellious, and he was afraid of the Super Saiyan prophecy. But to most of his empire, Frieza is probably seen as a great boss. Working for him is a dream job. I can imagine some alien kid living in an extremely poor planet whose only dream is to be skilled enough to get recruited by the Frieza Force, to save his family from poverty, to give them a decent life on one of Frieza's planets. For me, that's Frieza's good action. But since I know a lot of people won't agree, how about this? Frieza probably saved more lives than he took. And I'm not even talking about the Tournament of Power. That version of Frieza was bitter. He tried to find a way to leverage the tournament to his advantage and was ready to throw it the moment he realized he couldn't. He didn't even believe Goku would keep his word about reviving him. He only helped him win because he wanted revenge on Jiren for hurting his ego, and because he thought he might get a shot at using the Super Dragon Balls. So yeah, I don't think that should count. What does count though, it's the fact that Frieza spent years literally doing God's work.
mind you, I didn't watch Super, so all that Tournament of Power, I don't know nothing about that. I'm a Z and below guy. I ain't gonna lie. After that, it was a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I said, hell yeah, let me not watch that. I probably will watch it eventually, or they're about to drop a remake that I'll watch, but it is what it is. So the Tournament of Power stuff I'm kind of iffy on, but let me hear what you're talking about.
It's been established so many times. Destruction is necessary for a healthy universe. And with Beerus's lazy ass sleeping for decades, the only reason the universe was safe was because Frieza was doing the work. By wiping out chaotic and unstable planets like the Saiyans, he may have actually improved the universe's survival chances. If he hadn't done that, the universe's ranking might have dropped so low that the Omni King would have erased it entirely.
Interesting. Ooh, that boy Joker. Interesting perspective. Can I say I agree with it 100%? No. But it's not the worst argument you could have came up with. Let me see about the Joker though, because Joker, he the type to blow up a hospital. Literally, we seen it in the movie. He blew up a hospital, walked away from that hoe in a nurse outfit. Like he don't care. So like, where's the good in the Joker?
The Joker is by far the villain with the most variations and iterations on this entire list. It's almost impossible to pin down a single canon version of him. Hundreds of authors
look at this face and tell me this is not pure evil, gang. This looks like a Flapjack character when they zoom in on him. Like, come on, bro.
have written him, drawn him, and reinvented him. And yet, somehow, through all these versions, his outlook on the world has stayed surprisingly consistent. The Joker isn't out to do evil just for the sake of it. He's out to prove that good doesn't exist. So for this video, instead of picking one specific version of the Joker to analyze, we are going to look for the common thread across all—
I was literally about to say that, because it's like, since there are so many variants of him, it would make the most sense for his pupils aren't even the same size. He's crazy as a bitch. Like, it would make the most sense, since there are so many variants of Joker, versions of Joker, that we have to find a common good trait or good thing that he always does. You feel what I'm saying?
All his iterations, while excluding versions that give him a tragic backstory, like the Killing Joke or Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, because once you give him a sympathetic origin, he stops being a pure evil. The Joker isn't just evil, he's an extreme nihilist. He doesn't believe in good or evil. He believes everything in life is meaningless, and he finds it hilarious that other people don't. So he dedicates himself to tearing down the meaning that others claim to, just to laugh at them and prove his point. And that makes it very difficult to find a good action in his story, because even when he does the right thing, it's never for the right reason. He doesn't believe in good, and so his intentions never really align with it. But somehow, he actually does have a few moments that looks heroic. In the 1997 Marvel and DC crossover, when Batman and Captain America team up to stop a temporary alliance between the Joker and the Red Skull, the Joker turns on Red Skull after realizing he's a He literally says that even though he's a lunatic, he won't team up with a fascist. And that's a glimpse of something, a weird twisted line he won't cross. He does something similar with Lex Luthor, turning on—
Interesting, because if you check the video out, it was like a video we watched talking about would villains say the N-word, like which villains would or which villains wouldn't. In that video, I said Joker is pure, like he is pure evil. Facts, he is evil as hell. But I feel like he's one of those evil people that just wouldn't cross that line. I feel like that's the truth. I didn't even know this existed, but I feel like this literally just proves that point tenfold.
Weird twisted line he won't cross. He does something similar with Lex Luthor, turning on him and brutally murdering him, giving the heroes a massive advantage. But in both of these cases, the writers kind of backpedal, and they add selfish motives. The Joker turns on Lex because he was offended he wasn't included in his master plan, and he betrays Red Skull because he realizes the bomb they were building might kill him, implying that as insane as he's not suicidal. Because no matter how differently the writers portray the Joker, there is one thing they all seem to agree on: he can't do good. So maybe his one good deed isn't something loud or heroic. Maybe it's something invisible. It's not about saving lives, it's about challenging Batman. In stories like The Dark Knight and Endgame, it's hinted that the Joker knows what he's doing. He pushes Batman to the edge, not just to break him, to reinforce his morals, to prove whether Batman's values really hold up under pressure. People see chaos, but the Joker, he sees the bigger picture. Even if he's insane, he's not stupid. He has a vision. A twisted one, sure, but a vision nonetheless. And in some interpretations, it feels like he's okay with being proved wrong, because deep down, what he really wants is answers. And that's why he keeps coming back.
Judge Holden, I don't even know who this is, but to speak on the Joker, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of Mick. You had me with with Red Skull and Lex Luthor, and then he said they backpedaled, so that kind of just smacked that whole point, dapped that whole point up, sent it home. They just kind of babbled a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think he passed. I don't think he passed the exam, big bro. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe I'm tweaking. Someone let me know. Maybe I'm tweaking. Judge Holden.
I personally learned about Judge Holden because I kept seeing him at the top of every most evil character in fiction list online.
I've seen this dude. I don't even know what media he's from.
And after reading about him, yeah, he definitely deserves that spot. He is not very mainstream, so I would have loved to summarize the evil things he does. But honestly, even the mildest action in his story wouldn't make it past YouTube's guidelines. Judge Holden is the living embodiment of pure evil. He doesn't have a reason. He does the most horrible things just because he can. He stays perfectly calm in the most deranged situations. He's not only massive and physically imposing, he is also highly intelligent, charming, and educated. That
he is swole. What the
combination makes him unbelievably dangerous, and he uses every bit of that power to hurt the people around him, for no other reason that he can. The novel he is from, Blood Meridian, is filled with religious imagery, and many readers believe that Judge Holden isn't just a man, he is a symbolic representation of the devil himself. So, is there anything good this heartless monster does? Surprisingly, yes. There is one thing that Judge Holden consistently does throughout the story. Something that seems to not come from cruelty or selfish intent.
Let me know something.
He teaches. Judge Holden is deeply educated, and he has a real love for knowledge. Throughout the story, as he and his gang travel across the brutal desert landscapes, he constantly stops to pick up fossils, examine ancient bones, and give lectures on geology, planetology, and the history of Earth. At one point, he even teaches the gang how to make gunpowder, which ends up saving their lives. And whenever one of his horrific plans succeed, he doesn't just celebrate. He plays music, sings, and teaches others how to dance. He seems to educate.
So, tap dancing lessons and gunpowder tutorials make him good? I mean, these are pure evil, so I'll allow it, but that's kind of the line. I think that is the line in which I'll let you get away with. I'll give it that to you.
Without hidden motives. He passes on what he knows simply because he values it. And in a story overflowing with violence and emptiness, that small act stands out. So
okay, I've seen him look 75 different ways. How old is this character? How many iterations are there of this character? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, he's literally just a bald white dude. Like chalk white. Like, why does he look so different in so many variations?
The one good deed I managed to find.
Or is he just like a folktale character that a bunch of media like kind of use in their own like stuff? That would make a lot of sense.
And considered by many to be the devil in a human form.
Now that boy Carnage
is the result of a symbiote bonding with Cletus Cassidy, a completely deranged serial killer, and together they became one of Spider-Man's and Marvel's most chaotic and terrifying villains. Carnage has one motivation: pure chaos. He wants the most random, unpredictable, impossible to understand kind of destruction he can think of, and he takes pride in that. He's constantly trying to find new ways to do evil that no one would ever
straight blood and murder, all he wants.
Expect. Cletus Cassidy was pure evil long before he met the symbiote. He was convicted of 11 murders and bragged about many more, one of which is heavily implied to be the administrator of the orphanage he grew up in, someone he may have killed as a kid. But the first time we ever see glimpses of something that might.
That's so crazy. Yo, childhood is so important, bro. I don't know the exact origin, like origin from when he was a kid, but like it's so crazy how you could, I think even Jeffrey Dahmer came up this way, like how you could like kill something in your adolescence, like you like accidentally step on a frog or something, and that can click in your brain and be like, oh my God, what the but wait, that felt good. Like you could, in a messed up way, truly, I first off, I've never even killed a frog, none of that. I've never killed nothing bigger than a bug, and them bugs be flying on you. They got it coming. Come on, man. Don't talk to me about that. But like something will trigger in their brain and be like, what the? That was cool. I want to do it again and again and again. And then I think the same way Jeffrey Dahmer, it was like frog. I'm just saying frog to like whatever, small animals, frog, squirrel. Then you go to dog, cat. You go to dog, cat, human. It's like, what? And it's all based off of that one little experience you had as a kid, bro. Like what I'm trying to say is your brain as a kid is really a canvas that will, and whatever is painted on that canvas will forever be the core base of that canvas. You can even paint over that old paint, but the old paint is still there. Feel what I'm saying? I don't know why I just try to get philosophical, but it's just really an interesting topic, in my opinion.
Count as good was all the way back in 1992, when he returns to the now burned down orphanage where he grew up to find his old teddy bear, Binky. That teddy bear ends up being the only thing.
Same reason why this man wanted to come back and get Binky. I'm serious.
that he ever truly cared about in his entire existence. But if we are looking for an actual good deed, you will have to jump all the way to 2016. In one story, Magneto, of all people, manages to convince Carnage to help save the world. He does that by telling him that if he loves chaos so much, then what could be more chaotic than doing the right thing? And Cassidy agrees, because for someone like him, saving the world might be the most random and unexpected thing he could ever do. A little while later, during a major battle, Scarlet Witch and Doctor Doom cast the inversion spell, a magical reversal that flips the morality of every person caught in it. And when this hits Carnage, he's actually so evil that the reverse version of him ended up being a pretty good hero. He becomes so good, he even sacrifices himself to stop a doomsday device called the Gen Bomb, which would have killed everyone on Earth who wasn't a mutant. In his final moment, he tells Spider-Man to build a giant memorial in his honor and to play Freebird 24/7 because it was his favorite song. Of course, this is comics, so Carnage eventually comes back, and yes, he goes right back to being a total monster.
Oh god, they will never actually fully kill off a character in canon, dog. Like a character. Well, I guess that's in every media, right? Because they brought back Brian Griffin, feel me? Because the fans was on their head. They had to bring back Brian. And I thought it was a dumb idea to even kill Brian, but that's just what, because I watched Family Guy way later, so I was able to like see the whole scope of it. But like still, like some characters you just don't kill, gang. You know? Just like Naruto. They didn't kill. Well, nah. I was about to say they didn't kill Guy, but he never died. So yeah. But the thing is, they knew not to kill Guy. They just knew. They just knew people would be on their head. I don't know if that's a good one. Kakashi died, and they immediately brought him back. But I don't know if that even totes the same line. So.
What's so fascinating about Carnage is that both times he did something good, it was because how he was so evil and chaotic in the first place.
Does that count though too, or is that kind of mixed? Because they put a spell on him. That's not like that. That wasn't really him. That was just like, you know what I'm saying? They altered him to do that. They literally like fried all the pure evil in him and turned it into good. So it's like that's kind of mixed. But I don't know. I personally wouldn't allow it, but I guess, bro. I guess. Now Aku, I've never watched Samurai Jack in my life. When I was growing up, every time I seen it on the TV, it looked boring as hell. So I never actually sat down and watched any Samurai Jack. But they got to talk to me.
After 3 of the most powerful gods in existence nearly sacrificed all their divine power to stop an ancient black mass that threatened to devour the universe, a tiny fragment of it managed to escape and crash-landed on Earth. That fragment started consuming everything in its path, desperate to regrow into its original form. That is, until one powerful emperor did the impossible. He miraculously shot a flaming arrow into the heart of the darkness, stopping it. But in doing so, he accidentally gave birth to something else, the Master of Darkness, Aku. Now technically, just by being born, Aku saved the universe, because if he hadn't been created, the original formless abyss of darkness would have returned. So yeah, you could technically call Aku's existence a good deed, but it wasn't intentional, it was just a side effect. Even though Aku is way weaker than the ancient evil he came from, he got something the original didn't. A fully formed ego, a big personality, and an actual self-awareness. And he used all of that to become a galactic tyrant. He enslaved planets, wiped out civilizations, and ruled with terror. He became the ultimate villain. Funny,
This is way deeper lore than I ever thought they had. I know, just looking at him, I would think he has some deep lore, but this is crazy. Planets? Where does he scale? Where is someone please? I'm not gonna watch Samurai Jack, but someone please who has. Scale this man for me. How strong is he? Hold on. Talking about planets.
Sarcastic and terrifying all at once. But this evil monster of darkness does something that even regular people like us often refuse to do. He goes to therapy. It's obviously meant to be funny, but hey, it still counts. He made the choice to seek help. That's something. But Aku's truest good action isn't something he does. It's something he chooses to not do. For someone who literally represents evil incarnate, he's surprisingly restrained. Throughout the series, we see that Aku allows regular people to live normal lives. There are peaceful villages, families, kids playing, cities functioning. It's not really a dystopia where everyone suffers. It's a dictatorship where Aku's influence mostly exists in the background. At one point, Aku even tries to impress kids with stories about himself, and when they boo him, he doesn't hurt them. There are several moments like that, where Aku clearly has a golden opportunity to do something horrifying, and he where
He
Aku
throwing hands
clearly
with him? Okay, not like how strong is he for real? Why is he throwing hands with him? What?
has a golden opportunity to do something horrifying, and he just doesn't. Now, part of that is probably because the show was aimed at kids, so they couldn't go too dark. But still, it counts, because when you are the master of darkness, when you can do anything, sometimes
like I wouldn't expect the master of darkness to be thrown. Like it looked like they were training too. Like why was he sitting here like they was like low key like sparring? Like what? I need context.
Good thing you can do is choose not to.
There go that boy Scar.
The Lion King is a massive movie with a ton of sequels, prequels, spin-offs, and side stories. Some of them seem to be canon, but let's be real, most of them aren't that good. And if we do count them, it's actually pretty easy to find a good deed from Scar, especially now with the new Mufasa movie, where they almost turned him into a good guy. But honestly, I just don't buy it. It's hard to believe that someone like Tekka, who's actually pretty nice in that movie, would turn.
You gotta go from the original though. Like I understand they may make remakes. These live action remakes, bro. Come on, bro. You gotta go off the canon, baby, bro.
Turn into the Scar we see in the original. I don't like how every villain these days need to be broken or misunderstood. Scar was perfect the way he was. So for this, I'm only counting the original 1994 movie.
Scar was literally just a hater. A hater. He's a hater's hater, boy. On me. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the like one of my favorite types of villains too. The hater, like you just hating. Everyone on the planet has hated before. Once you see some good hate, you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. I'm not a hater. Like I'm not hating on everyone all the time, but you can respect some good hate when you see it, especially in fiction.
And that instantly makes it a lot harder to find something good about Scar. There is this popular theory online that says that Scar technically didn't do anything wrong, because in the wild, male lions fight for dominance, and the winner becomes king. So by that logic, killing Mufasa is just how nature works. But even if we consider that as true, that doesn't really help his case.
Yeah, it's not really a good thing.
Scar didn't fight Mufasa like a real lion. He used tricks, manipulation, and straight up betrayal to kill his own brother. And when he did become king, he let the hyenas ruin the Pride lands. So no, he's not just playing by the rules. In reality, the one time Scar actually does something good is when he breaks those rules. In the wild, when a new lion takes over a pride, he usually kills all the cubs of the old king. But
since he didn't,
Scar doesn't do that. He could have easily killed Simba right away, but he doesn't. Sure, he tells the hyenas to do it, but that's still him choosing to not do it himself, even though it was his right by lion logic. It's not much, but for a guy like Scar, letting Simba live is the one good thing he ever did.
Okay. Oh, Dio Brando. He's actually pure evil. Mind you, I only watched like 20 episodes of JoJo's. What's the first Joestar's name? Joseph? This man killed his dog and kissed his girl. I said, what? I said, what? That's way too far, bro. That's insane. That's actually insane. Insane. But like I said, low key, I'm not gonna support nobody killing a dog, but that's a top tier hater. Seriously. The Dio might be #1 hater. That's serious.
Even though Dio Brando has kind of a sad backstory with an abusive father, that's clearly not the reason he turned out so evil. A bunch of characters in the show straight up say that Dio was just born evil. It's also hinted that his mother being overly kind, giving away the little she earned to people in need while her own family stayed hungry, made Dio resent her, and that's
Ooh, that kind of reminds me of what Doflamingo's dad did. Even though it's not the same thing, I think CJ the Champ has a great video describing Doflamingo's timeline. Go watch that video. Doflamingo actually has good reason to be evil.
Might have been the start of his selfish worldview, taking what he wants, using whoever he can, and never caring about anyone else. All of that eventually turned him into one of the best villains in all of anime. Dio believes that because he feeds on human, the most developed species on Earth, he is the apex predator, and he should rule the world. So he spends his life treating people like tools to get what he wants. Except one guy, Pucci. Throughout the whole series, the only person Dio truly respect is Pucci. Unlike his other followers, Dio actually sees Pucci as a real friend. And that's not just speculation. Hirohiko confirmed it himself. He said they would hang out, drink together, and laugh like actual friends. None of the other villains on this list have real love or respect for anyone. So the fact that Dio truly cares about one person, that's what I consider his one good deed.
I guess that counts. I mean, some of these is a little mixed. I ain't gonna lie. But I guess that does count.
Patrick Bateman is different from everyone else on this list because of how real he feels. He proves that even the most ordinary, polished guy could be pure evil. On the surface, he's pretty normal, at least compared to the
I never watched this movie because I'm not really a big movie guy anymore, but I do want to watch it.
People around him. He's fit, handsome, wealthy, and well-mannered.
What's it so-called,
But
American
all
Psycho
of that is
or something
just
like
a
that?
mask. Bateman is a fraud, shallow, materialistic. Every single thing he does is driven by a desperate need to fit in, to hide the fact that deep down there is nothing inside. He explains it best himself in the opening.
There is an idea of a Patrick Bateman, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. I simply am not there.
And if we are going to try to find something good about someone this hollow, we are going to have to end.
That felt like an inscription. Is that the word? Inscription? That felt like a little blip from a book. I felt like I was reading a book right there. Like, what the? That was kind of hard. Or maybe an audio book. But that was kind of tough.
Answer a question that was never really meant to be answered. Does Patrick actually kills people, or is it all just happening in his head? Is it some kind of severe delusion? We are obviously not going to find a definitive answer to that. But if everything is just in his head, then he technically never did anything, so he wouldn't count as pure evil. So, for the sake of this video, we are going to assume that everything we see did happen, that Bateman did commit those murders. So, is there any hope of finding good in someone like that? Maybe, and it starts with the only thing he seems to genuinely care about.
Wait, does that mean like the movie ends with like he like snaps into reality and it's like, what the did I really do all that? Is that one of those? Oh, if it's like that, I don't know if I want to watch the movie, but okay.
His love for music. Patrick has a real emotional connection to music. It's the one time we see him express something that doesn't feel performative. It actually moves him, which might suggest that despite everything, there is still something still alive inside him. He also makes a lot of politically correct comments throughout the movie, but it's clearly performative. The way he says them, with this flat, robotic tone, makes it obvious that he memorized them to fit in with his social circle. It's all part of the act. But there are moments when it feels like he breaks character. Moments where even though he's desperate to blend in, he disagrees with the people around him. Like when he tells his friends to cool it with the anti-Semitic jokes, and he seems genuinely uncomfortable. Or the moment he goes on a rant to Evelyn about the state of the world, and for a brief second, it sounds like a cry from somewhere real. These moments suggest that maybe beneath the bloodlust, beneath the consumerism and the layers of artificial identity, there is a part of him that still cares. And maybe that part of him is what leads to his one potential good deed, his confession. Why he confesses is left intentionally vague. Is it guilt? A moment of clarity in a mind falling apart. Maybe it's the only.
Okay, maybe not gonna watch this movie then because they just spoiled it. Confession isn't too crazy of a spoiler. I might still watch it.
Real thing he does. A sign that the horror is catching up with him, that he wants someone to stop him, to hold him accountable. But the true horror of American Psycho is that no one listens, no one believes him, because everyone around him is just as shallow, just as fake, just as empty as he is. So in the end, his one good action, his confession, becomes meaningless. Another empty gesture in a world that stopped paying attention a long time ago.
Oh, that's kind of hard. The purest of evil. Okay, never mind. This is top hater. Yeah, this is top hater. My fault. I got the last one wrong. This is top hater. Dio might be second place. This is
Dio
top hater.
Brando might be one of the pettiest villains in all of comics, and that's exactly what makes him so terrifying. He starts out as a huge fan of the Flash, so obsessed he literally recreates the accident that gave Barry his powers, just so he could become like him. But he's not like Barry, he's a psycho, and when Barry chooses Wally West over him, he snaps. If he can't be the Flash's friend, then he'll become his worst nightmare.
Oh, this is on some Incredibles. What's the little dude name? It was like a Never Meet Your Idols moment where like Incrediboy Incrediboy got egoed by he didn't get ego. He's like he literally told him, "Yo, don't be playing around like you're a hero." He literally said something valuable that was smart to him. And he's like, "Fuck all that. I'm gonna become evil and fight you now." Like, I don't know. That was kind of he was a kid, but I was like, "Damn, like, what the fuck?" Yeah.
This villain doesn't want to rule the world. He just wants Barry Allen to suffer forever. And he does. He messes with the timeline, wipes out people from existence just to hurt him. He even creates entire fake realities just to watch Barry fall apart. For him, it's not about winning. It's about being the reason Barry loses. All of it just...
There is no greater motivation than get back. I'm not gonna lie though, so it does make a lot of sense.
Because his ego got bruised, and that's what makes Tone so fascinating. A powerful, successful villain driven by pure pittiness, and that's why I love him. Now, after years of tormenting Barry, the twist comes. Barry finally realizes that the two of them are stuck in a loop. The Reverse Flash keeps coming back because he wants Barry's attention. The more Barry hates him, the more evil he gets, and the stronger.
And the power situation is kind of weird. I don't even know how Flash got his powers. What accident gave Flash his powers? And how did bro recreate it?
He becomes. So Barry does the one thing Thawne never expected. Even though he's literally the reason for everything bad that happened in his life, he forgives him. And just like that, it's over. The hate loop breaks. Thawne disappears, and we find out that in his future, he actually becomes a tour guide at a Flash museum, sharing his love for Barry with kids. And
he better than me. Talking about forgive him? No, you gotta die. You gotta die, big bro. You done did too much evildoery in my life to think you can leave out of this situation with your life. I'm sorry.
And finally at peace. So even though it took a lifetime of destruction to get there, Eobard Thawne was able to do one good thing. He let go. A lot of villains had to be cut from this video because I just couldn't find anything good about them. Like Emperor Palpatine. I spent an unhealthy amount of time trying to find something redeemable about that guy, and I couldn't. But I still think it's possible, and maybe some hardcore Star Wars lore expert will help us find something in the comments. Palpatine wasn't the only one who had to be scrapped from the video. My original list had Bill Cipher, Freddy Krueger, Anton Chigurh, and the Lich. So I invite all of you
I don't know about Bill. I don't know about Freddy. I don't know about whoever this is. Coconut Head. The Lich, though, he has zero redeeming qualities. He's literally evil personified. This man literally got stuck and froze in time. Literally sitting there. His body just standing there. Froze. Not frozen time, like it was there in real time, but his brain literally had shut down because he was unable to complete his goal of world destruction. Like literally the option and opportunity was literally taken from him, and his brain literally went into a mode of I don't know what to do, and it literally stuck him there frozen. So yeah, there's no redeeming qualities from the Lich, literally.
To try to find something good about them in the comments. It's a really fun exercise. Also, if you guys like this video, I am planning to make another one, but this time doing the opposite, trying to find something evil in characters who
I seen this thumbnail. I don't know if I should watch this one because I don't feel like it's as good as this idea. But I might. WFit.